The president's on stage in Minnesota. He has no idea she's died. He got up on stage for a Trump rally in front of thousands of excited Minnesotans, including my friend Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and he didn't know. And so I'm watching this, and I'm talking with some friends via text thinking, what do they do? Do they tell him? If they go up to the stage and tell him in the middle of his rally, that looks like something huge has happened. On the other hand, something huge has happened. And then I started thinking, this is a raucous crowd. They're loving it. They're all in the moment. Oh my goodness, if he makes the announcement from the podium, goodness knows what the reaction could have been from the crowd. So I'm sweating it out thinking, if he says anything that could be inappropriate, this is really bad. And as he always does, he's got some scripted comments, but then he goes off the script a lot. And he's wrapping up the speech. I'm thinking, finally, he's got to get out of there. Get him off that stage. I had one friend in particular who's texting me saying, I'm going to have a stroke. I'm going to have a stroke. I'm sweating bullets. He's got to get off the stage. In fact, at one point toward the end of his comments, he actually did make a comment about the court. He did make a comment about the Supreme Court changing in its makeup. And I could hear a woman on TV, I'm watching it, and a lady yelled out, Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died. Now, he didn't hear it. He didn't stop. I'm thinking, you're up there under the lights and he's doing what he does. So finally he gets, and then he wouldn't wrap up. I'm thinking, end the thing. In my final moments, he said, now to wrap up, and then he would go off script again. And it's like he dragged it. Let me bring up some politicians. There's Mike Lindell, MyPillow. I thought, oh my goodness, end this, because this is going to go bad real fast. Well, it didn't. He got off the stage. He got to Air Force One, and he came over to some reporters. And you could see he had like a look on his face. He had a little perplexed look on his face about, I think he knew something had happened. I guess nobody told him, because he was genuinely surprised when a reporter told him about it outside Air Force One prior to boarding the plane. And here's what's amazing. You talk about the surreal nature of this. The song Tiny Dancer is playing on the PA system near the president's plane. So you actually hear the song Tiny Dancer. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was diminutive. She was 5 foot, maybe didn't quite reach 5'1". But again, a towering, looming figure over the Supreme Court. But was this tiny fighter? And boy, did she fight. She fought cancer. She fought for equal rights. She fought for what she believed in. And to hear Tiny Dancer, that had to be a coincidence. That's playing. The president comes over to the reporters, and the president had what I thought was a pretty profound reaction, a reaction you probably didn't see much on the mainstream media, because this is a side of Donald Trump that they never want you to see.
Just died? Wow. I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time. She led an amazing life. What else can you say? She was an amazing woman. Whether you agreed or not, she was an amazing woman who led an amazing life. I'm actually sad to hear that. I am sad to hear that. Thank you very much.
So the audio distorts a little bit toward the end. He says, I'm actually sad to hear that. I am sad to hear that. Thank you very much. And he turned and went and got on the plane. And then he realized he's got a huge decision to make. And America, is stunned. But what a moment. Tiny Dancer? And he hears about it an hour and a half or 2 hours past the time it was announced. And again, I don't know what the right thing is to do. I think they did it just right. You can't rush the stage and give him the information, I guess. But wow. Anyway, that was Friday, and now another huge chunk of history is going to be made as the Republicans are facing a lot of fallout over what the media screams is the hypocrisy of Republicans changing their position from Merrick Garland in 2016. What's kind of fascinating to me is the mainstream media doesn't often bring up the hypocrisy of the Democrats, who are actually literally reversing their position exactly the same way. In 2016, the Democrats argued that a president, in 2016 it was Obama, gets to make this decision and should fill the seat. The Republicans argued against it. And I get it. You've got the video of Lindsey Graham saying, you could use my words against me. The truth of the matter is the Democrats are equally complicit in the 180-degree reversal. In fact, if you want to, I'm going to do this all day here in the ReliefFactor.com studios. If you truly want to suggest that Republicans are guilty of hypocrisy from the situation with Merrick Garland after Scalia's death in 2016, and now the situation with President Trump and Justice Ginsburg's passing in 2020, I hope you'll call me. I'll put you to the top of the line, because I truly would like for you to explain the difference between the Democrats' reversal and the Republicans' reversal. They're all reversing their position because it matters who's in power. And there is, of course, a big distinction. You've got the same political party controlling the White House and the Senate, which is what didn't exist in 2016. But hey, all voices are welcome today. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a crazy 6 weeks. We should remember first and foremost, this is the passing of a mother, a grandmother, a beloved figure, and millions of people are hurting. We should please remember that and have some grace. And let's talk about the next steps. Our number is 1-800-655-MIKE. I hope you join me. I don't like to have a bunch of talking heads and authors and, inside the beltway types. I want you. 800, I want your voice. I want your reaction and I want what you think will be happening over the next 6 wild weeks in America. 1-800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453. Call or text. I hope you join us.